Roblox Doors does have a lot of players, considering the game averages between 60 to over 100,000 players concurrently daily. But out of those players, some of them could be considered the best of the best when it comes to showcasing their skills within the game. These are the best players in Roblox Doors, including their best moments within the game. So make sure you stick around because this is going to shock you completely. Most people, when they encounter an entity such as Rush, their first instinct is to find a hiding spot as fast as possible. But for Flashdenn, the 30th fastest recorded solo speedrun in the game with no shop, that is a different story. Instead, you can see Flash trying to run as far as possible before having to hide into a closet just to save time. And you can see him do it again even though Rush may be just a mere second or two away from him. Talk about bravery. Oh, and how about dealing with eyes on his run? No problem. All he does when he heard the entity was just look down at the ground as he literally rocks right through the monster with his bare body. But it's not only his skills with entities that makes him one of the best. His fast reactions, especially when solving the elevator generator puzzle at the end, is so remarkable that he's able to get the full sections done in one go, completing it in the fastest time possible, which is mind-blowing. Especially with a recorded time of 14 minutes 31 seconds, that is a job well done for the English player. But our next player, Laney Lowe, who was the 15th fastest recorded time in the same sector, definitely has a few tricks up their sleeves. Laney is one of those players who prioritizes in playing as smoothly as possible in order to record their fastest speedruns, as you can tell right by their movement through the rooms. Cutting as many corners as possible, as well as taking the shortest routes, routinely saves them seconds at a time throughout the hotel. And as for the library, they were able to amass the book so quickly that Figure doesn't even know what happened during the minute he was in there, surprisingly enough. And again, outsmarting Figure like most speedrunners, they also decided to take the left way path up the staircase in order to bypass all the mini heart game shenanigans that happens. But the most interesting take I've seen is how they decide to solve the generator puzzle game as they turn on all the buttons at once while only focusing on the unlit ones, making it less stressful for the player since in most cases there are fewer numbers to react to. A very high IQ move that should be used more often, ending with a recorded time of 14 minutes and 16 seconds. I guess all those shorter paths help to shave some extra time, which is a very smart strategy as well. But we have a new challenger with Kaizo MKW, while also in the same segment having the 5th fastest recorded time for the whole entire game. What tricks do they have compared to all the others that we've mentioned before? Well, for one, they do play extremely more riskier compared to the others, sometimes entering into near-death experiences just in order to save a couple seconds away from Rush. Most cases it doesn't work, but there are a few times where it does pay off, just like in this moment right here. Also, when it comes to Figure again at door 50, instead of collecting every single book in the library like what most speedrunners do, they instead collect the paper and collect only the shape of the books needed to unlock the code, which reduces the time spent on collecting books that doesn't help solve the code, which is again very smart. Not only that, during the Seek chases, they also decide to run right through the fire in order to gain a slight damage speed boost, saving fractions of time going through instead of running around the fire. But hey, after recording the elite 13 minutes 37 seconds run, Kaizo has definitely proved himself to be one of the best Roblox Doors players in the whole game. However, at number 1, especially for the fastest time with the shop enabled, Textured is well known within the community as they have proved time and time again why they deserve the top of the board. Not only was it beneficial to buy the items in the beginning, but they decided to opt for the lighter instead of the flashlight, presumably to be able to have a higher chance of collecting lockpicks and vitamins further into the run. They run so fast in the game that not even Eyes himself has time to spawn in fast enough in order to catch him, which is just crazy. Also, Textured decides to use the vitamins at the best opportune times, such as long corridors or hallways, in order to utilize the full speed of the item, which could be lost during turns in corners in some of the other rooms. But just check how fast he's able to collect the books during Figure at door 50. Honestly, either this is just really lucky, or this guy is cracked as heck. Witnessing his greatness once again comes at the end of the generator puzzle as he spams the back button upon completion in order to get pushed back further towards the door for a faster exit as he completes his run in 13 minutes 28 seconds, which is currently the fastest solo with shop in Doors history. But there was an even faster person than Textured, and they didn't even have to use the shop in order to record this one. We've talked about him in the past, but we got to again, and that player is Groose, currently the fastest and best solo player in Roblox Doors. Groose just has unthinkable levels of IQ when it comes to doors, such as when dealing with entities and also when it comes to his movements as well. When it comes to simple things such as hiding, they take the closest hitbox possible to save a millisecond off their time, which most players don't even think about. Also, the way they open drawers and compartments, they're able to do it so quickly that it doesn't take much time off at all from their runs. And heck, why even hide in closets when you don't even need to? With such a high IQ of the game, Groose simply takes the vitamins and uses the boost to be able to hide inside a vent, which saved him several precious seconds in this scene. It's amazing to see how this man thinks during his gameplay, because instead of turning away from Halt or even walking backwards away from him like what most players do, he instead stands in place as he can correctly anticipate Halt's movement and the specific time the entity teleports behind him, which is like mind control in a sense. This is the first time I've ever seen any player do this in a game. He's also developed the same tricks when it comes to the elevator generator puzzle, flicking on every switch and focusing on the unlit ones, and while ending his world record run with 13 minutes and 12 seconds, it is undoubtedly one of the best performed runs by any single player in the whole entire world. But who do you think is the best player in Roblox Doors? Let us know. Smash like and subscribe if you think you are, and goodbye.